Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Geekcasters, and today we've got
Sensei, Con forever, baby.
Shaquan.
Eric Killmonger. No. Jermaine.
AKA the man from Black.
That's right.
Represent the group, bro.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, Black Geek Society.
Oh, Black Geek Society. Look for Black Geek Society on Facebook and Meetup. Come hang out with us so we go see movies and stuff. So.
How come I never got invited to the movie?
You gotta join. You gotta come to the next one.
Meetup.com.
I'm coming.
So guys, this is the thing. We know the dust has settled in reference to Black Panther. So now we're going to talk about all the things we liked and all the things we really didn't like. So let's just jump in. First, let's go with the numbers. How much money did they make?
They're up to $411 million right now domestic. It's a juggernaut. It's rolling. I don't see it stopping for at least another, maybe 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 700. Oh, did you just say?
I just say domestic, but worldwide.
I think it's like 700 worldwide. So yeah.
Wow.
Breaking records.
Busting records. I mean, I had some other. Should we go through all the other numbers, or are we just gonna?
We could go in as it comes up, or you could just read it or throw it out there.
All right, very quickly. I'm gonna go with just the top 10 movies of all time, up to date.
Okay.
Right, standing at number 1 is Star Wars: Force Awakens at $936 million.
Surprised me.
Yeah. Number 2 is Avatar at $760 million.
Okay.
Number 3 is Titanic at $659 million.
Your favorite.
Titanic? I don't hate it. It's just like, why?
I won't let go, Jack. Okay,
I don't understand. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Number 4 is Jurassic World at $652 million. And then we start getting into number 5, Marvel, The Avengers is $623 million. Number 6 will be Star Wars, The Last Jedi, $618 million. Number 7, The Dark Knight at $534 million. Number 8, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story at $532 million. This is my surprise. I had no idea, but number 9 is Beauty and the Beast at $504 million, and then number 10 is Finding Dory at $486 million.
Finding Dory surprised me, but I know about Beauty and the Beast.
Now this just gives a perspective that Black Panther has the potential within a month to outdo all those films.
I believe it's going to do it.
But besides all the praise, we spoke before on the show, and we said we liked the special effects, we liked the costumes. In fact, I'm gonna let's see, let's bump up some pictures on this tang. So yeah, we like a lot of things about it.
We really like Shuri.
We like Shuri.
And they get a lot of money. All right, but
Love this guy.
Yeah, you like the guy with the lip?
This guy with the lip.
I thought that was cool.
But this is the thing. What didn't we like about the film? Honest review.
Well, I think that's it's almost not fair because again, as we were talking before, I think that all the Marvel movies they have kind of a formula that it'd be unfair to expect Black Panther to break. You know, the main thing we're talking about is how in all the films, usually the first one, the villain is sort of the shadow or mirror version of the hero. So, for example, in Captain America, you had Captain America versus the Red Skull, Iron Man versus Obadiah Stane, like the Ironmonger, Ant-Man versus Yellow Jacket. Who else is there? What other?
The Hulk and
the Abomination, Thor and Loki. So that framing was something that was probably established before the movie was even made, or it's probably going to be the framework for all the movies. I think Captain Marvel might break that because Captain Marvel doesn't have an antithesis character, not that I know of. There's no female version of Captain Marvel like for her to fight. I can't think of one. So if all the problems I had with the film mostly centered around Eric Killmonger, the character, who I found problematic, but I don't think that was something that the filmmakers could have avoided. And I think, if we want to be sort of fair to them, they probably did the best job in humanizing that character that they could, given the fact that was going to be humanizing,
but again, Killmonger, super intelligent, super clever.
Yeah.
In fact, even if you just separate from the comic book, if you stick to the backstory that they tried to present during the film, the best schools, the smartest, the brightest. As African American people, we're all bilingual in the sense that we could talk amongst to our people one way and whatever. But he didn't show that side. He just seemed like a street thug.
Yeah, which is interesting. Which is kind of like you can give them all the education you want, but you'll still be a street thug. So that I found that aspect of
insulting for me. I found it a little. Yeah, I took it that way.
So the problem wasn't just like, oh, a black American is a villain. Black Americanness is what made him broken and irredeemable, and he has to die. And there's no other way around it. And if he had been raised a Wakandan, he would be a better person, and everything would be fine. And that kind of was like, that's the only representation I get in this movie.
He's the only African American.
Yeah, no women. Shoot her. She's dead. And they mentioned his mother. They didn't even say her name. They didn't say anything about was she a good mother. I guess she wasn't, because again, she's African American.
I said at work. I said that she's Jodie Watley. That's why she wasn't there. She was on. She had to do her
specific.
She had to pursue her singing career. So she's all doing take that to the bank.
No, that's not.
That's just a Shalimar.
Oh, it's Shalimar. Okay, yeah.
You can actually look at this two ways, and I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, became a product of his environment in a sense. The culture of America molded him into Eric Kimwan into what he is, and that's dealing with the crooked media, the crooked history, and every other darn thing that goes into it. So there is reality in that, in a sense that that's what he was molded into, because that is what being basically black in America, what you have to deal with.
Is that what we are?
What I'm saying is, if you take and you open up a modern day history book, how much of that stuff is really telling the truth about who we are? And think about it. Kids are raised reading this stuff. So it's done on purpose, because once I don't want to get too crazy on this, but it's like they always speak about slavery, right? Okay. I question that because they lied about a lot of stuff. But the worst kind of slavery is psychological slavery. You cannot. That's the the hardest thing.
No, I think the worst kind of slavery is actually physical.
Well, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, but it is. But think about it, once the physical part is gone, the psychological is passed down generation to generation.
That goes into my point. Like, we get a lot of negative messages from all over the place, and I feel like we got another one in this movie. Now, of course, again, I can turn that off and just enjoy it. I'm gonna see it again.
Right. And it was enjoyable for what it was,
but if I think about it, that's there, and and that was disappointing, and like it was like hurtful. It was like painful. So. And
actually, Charles, I didn't think about this until you just mentioned it. You talked about like slavery, right, and just mental slavery. It's interesting that one of the last things he says is, "I'd rather be free."
Yeah, right. I wasn't
than be in a jail cell, but yet he was living in his own jail cell. He was, you know what I mean? He was already in jail.
You're saying?
He was already locked up. But then on some level, he wasn't wrong at all. If this society has all this advancements, why did you not? Because if you watch in the very beginning of the movie where they had animation, did you see the part where they had people enslaved?
Yeah.
The very, very part. So they
were just like, we watched from over here and was like, we're not getting involved.
Yeah,
they were selfish.
Right.
Kind of washed over that really, really quickly.
Really,
it was very fast, but I saw it.
See, and
it happened.
And another thing too, like I work with a lot of Africans on my job, and it's like I love my African brothers and sisters, I really do, and they give me a lot of love at work, and I think a lot of times things kind of get lost in translation, because it's like you're not getting any truth from over here, and then over there it's like there's almost a wall where they're not going to give that information, because the truth got to come out somewhere. Well, the truth has to come out of somewhere, so it's just like it's like a tug of war back and forth.
But it's interesting. My friend who is African, she's half African. She's a Killmonger.
Yeah, she's literally
she feels African, right? So she couldn't see it, and I explained it to her, and she just was like, "Oh," and
But
like
you said
really,
her sister.
really thoughtful. But her sister, who's a lot younger than her, and like their father, who was African, had died when the sister was very young. She was like, "No, I feel like a Black American," and it bothered me. And she was just so like weirded out by her sister being able to see it, and she's like, "I couldn't see it," and like you guys are telling me, and I'm like, yeah. So it's weird she couldn't see it.
Because we can talk about because Killmonger is African American in three senses. I think 2 or 3 ways. He's literally African American because his father is Wakandan and his mother is American. He's African American in the sense that he grew up in the African American community milieu, like and thirdly, he's African American in the sense that he's an African who. He's like an ex-CIA guy or whatever. He's, this paramilitary, had this training and he went to Ivy League or whatever universities. And so he's a product of American systems. And he's the only African-American in the film. And I think it's ironic because most of the enthusiasm, like all the enthusiasm for this movie has come from the African-American community. And to have the only representation of us be the villain of the movie, I think was kind of galling for me. Like I when I came out, it was like, and I'm somebody, we had a party for Black Panther.
Yeah.
We did it every year. I know. Well, we didn't know you back then. We did a big thing. We like had, it was all of us. We dressed up and stuff, and I felt like an idiot, like dressed up that way after that movie. It was like, well, I don't have the lip tattoo. I'm not Wakandan, and they would never accept me as being Wakandan. As if I was in that movie as an African American, I would not be allowed to enter that city. So.
And Al, you know what? Wow, not to get all. It's interesting because I walked away with something I figured most people might not, is the fact that there's this, even though knowing African people or Kush people, depending what you want to say, Kemetic people, they went through all this stuff, but they allowed a couple European people. Like Captain America, the CIA agent, they helped them.
There.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, like,
but that was gonna be the case anyway. Like that, they have to tie the movies in.
Yeah.
Right. No, but there is this universal love, kind of let's help the world.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like this fast forward. Okay, forget about helping our people. We're gonna help the world. The world needs our technology.
Yeah. Don't help the world.
Because if you help the world,
Right.
Black people will still be on the bottom.
You gotta help
If you
Black
help
people.
everybody, if you help everyone equally in the world, Black people will still be on the bottom.
Yeah.
So we can't just be helped like everyone else. We need like special help. Like really, like we need an advantage.
I guess that's what the community center scene.
So we're gonna play basketball. We're gonna have another community center, a boys club with basketball hoops and
gonna be
another one of those.
They might do it like
A
Xavier
science
School.
center.
You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Yeah, you never know.
And I think in the comic, there's something gonna happen where it's gonna be the intergalactic nation of Wakanda or something like that. So that's coming up soon, and I gave that away. That's inside information.
There's another thing too. I don't know if
That's
people caught
interesting.
It's not that inside.
off the post credits when they were talking with Bucky.
Yeah.
Remember back in the comics, White Wolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had the white.
White Wolf was his like adopted, was this other
I
guy.
read about that, so
Yeah,
I know what that is.
Yeah. So they might actually bring him in.
Well, I think they're gonna just put Bucky in that position.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think they're gonna have another guy.
No,
right.
it's gonna be Bucky.
It's gonna be
Bucky.
yeah. Well, we'll see who survives though after Infinity War. I don't know. Somebody's gotta die.
They're gonna die, but they have to get Bob back.
Somebody's gotta die permanently. I want somebody to die for good in Infinity War. I do. Somebody's gotta die.
I have a few people that
But this is the issue with Infinity War. Number one, I don't understand how you can have it without Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom took and effed everything up.
Well, or Adam Warlock can.
Silver Surfer.
They're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, Silver Surfer was in there too.
Yeah,
so they played the
they're not gonna be in the movie.
See, so I'm
They're
like, how are they
working it
gonna
out.
do
They're writing some really good script.
I think even without those other, we're diverging from the top of.
Yeah.
I think they can still, but I think they can still do a good version of Infinity War without Silver Surfer, and I think Galactus is even in Infinity
They
Gauntlet.
better show Galactus this
Kill
time too.
Hawkeye. Kill him.
Kill Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Why guy so much.
He's just so unnecessary.
He's
for
just
me.
like, what are you doing?
He doesn't do anything for me, and I just want him to die.
He's the balance. He's the
He's the human perspective.
inside of it.
Die.
But all that being said, like, you know, sort of like problems with Black Panther. What I do love about it is the enthusiasm that
everybody's
it's
so
brought out of Black
happy.
people, and you know, and attention to Afrofuturism and all those kinds of ideas. I think that's great.
My coworker saw it a week after I did, and he came in on that Monday, and he was like, he was so excited to do that to somebody.
Nice.
Yeah, because if people are doing that,
But we're not Wakandans.
But you know,
we're not Wakandans,
but you can think about it a different way.
that we are Wakandans.
This is like a sort of a radically psychological, or I don't know, that's so pretentious to say, but there's another way to view it, that to think that what if instead of Killmonger and T'Challa representing different nationalities of Black person, what if it's just one human being and these are the different parts of their psyche? I mean, that's you know, but that's kind
a
of
fancy thought.
You know, so you know, you can.
I think that's what they were trying to achieve.
Gotta give them the benefit of the doubt.
Was something else.
I think what they were trying to achieve was Black revolutionary thought is bad
Yeah,
and
that's
needs
bad.
to die.
Yeah.
And you know, more cooperative, kumbaya Black
Well,
thought
maybe
is the
not.
right way to go.
Because if you listen toward the end, T'Challa, he was saying, was he wrong? Remember,
Yeah,
he went back and he was like,
He's like, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong. You guys turned your back. And I think toward the end, that's why they had him like, we're going to take it up on our attack and everything, because he was saying that. It was like, yeah, we turned our backs on everybody. But was he wrong the way he acted? And it was like, basically,
I think his plan, I personally did not like his plan. Like, don't
Yeah, why did-
they gave him a plan that was, like, I think was destabilizing, and it's not a good idea to just be like, send all this vibranium out there and start fighting.
But why would he be so smart and then have
And
such
have such a
weak
bad plan. That's not a good plan. You need to be sneaky.
Yeah, but that's my problem with it, because how do you, again, the best school, CIA, you have a history of destroying governments. They said that like at least
A bunch
four
of times.
times in the
Yeah.
script. Oh, well, you know, he's a bad dude, and he, you know, that's what he does.
Stabilizing government.
Right, but then you would walk into the royal chamber.
Just-
yo, what up, cuz?
Yeah.
Really?
Hey, auntie.
Yeah.
Why would you approach it that? First of all, you check it out, see what's going on.
Yeah.
I was waiting. You know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for him to code switch. I was waiting.
Yeah.
Because I've done it, and I was like, oh, he's like messing with them, and then he's gonna code switch, and he never switched. And I was like, there's no way he doesn't know how. I don't believe that he doesn't code switch.
Yeah, he was too hood for the.
Yeah.
And this is why, like, I don't know if this role, again, he's friends with the director, so maybe I think you could accomplish this instead of making him an African, a Wakandian, like the original Killmonger. You know, that, like, okay, you know, I'm gonna suit it to fit Jordan as much as possible, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing, the biggest problem, I think that the almost the simple solution, the thing that they were never going to do with this movie, the thing that they really needed to do was that Claw needed to be the villain, needed to be the real villain.
Right.
Because if Claw represents the European exploitation of African resources, he's the real villain, not Killmonger, who's kind of the product of that system.
Who is like a sad story.
Yeah, he's like a sad, you know, he's like a sad,
Abandonment.
the after product of European colonialism. And Claw is kind of played as like sort of jokey, almost like comically
Funny.
He's not that bad.
He's
because
not that
funny.
bad. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, exactly.
Which, yeah, you're right. He really should have been the villain.
Yeah.
And I think if he was the main villain, I think they would have explored different things, different themes.
Yeah.
And then it would make more sense. I mean, listen, you threatened to kill my mom and my sister. I'm not gonna bring you to watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
I don't care if you had a hard life. I feel a little bad, but I'm gonna let you die right there. I'm not
Now,
taking
do you think that's why Ava DuVernay said no, thank you?
Well, that
That might be why she was like,
well, that might be true. I think that.
Well, I think the Disney film had the larger budget, so that way, because remember, her film had
Did
the
it?
largest largest budget for
ever for a
African American.
black
Yeah.
No, African American. Period.
Director,
Of
period.
any,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what the recognition that Claw is the real threat,
Right.
or what he represents is the real threat,
Right.
would allow Killmonger to survive. Would have allowed Killmonger to live and to be seen in a more sympathetic way.
and be in another movie.
And be in another
Back
movie.
later.
See this when
would've
they
been a good show.
it's true.
Yeah.
I believe, but this is
But they would never have had
Somebody
the
come back.
Wakandans fighting a bunch of white people. That was
Yeah, it's like
that was what was not gonna
they
happen.
said we will not
Right,
do that. In
right,
fact, we're gonna
right,
make the CIA guy nice.
Yeah, the CIA is
We're gonna
nice.
make Claw
Who really
jokey.
topples governments? It's
Like,
yeah.
See,
I think they did that on purpose.
I thought Claw at one point when they were fighting by the plane. Well, no, before they started fighting, I thought Claw and Killmonger were actually going to team up and go into Wakanda.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
That's what it should have been.
Now, this is the thing with I don't think Claw's dead. I don't think he's
He
dead.
was dead. He
No,
was dead.
I'm gonna say,
Body
I
was
don't-
really dead.
How does
He's
come back
a
to that?
huge part in Black Panther comics.
Yeah, but
I mean
I
the
think
character
that's done.
changed. They changed it for the movie, but there was a scene in the police station when they were standing behind that mirror.
Yeah.
that he was like, "I see you." I think he has some extra powers from that darn vibranium. I don't think he's
Maybe.
dead. I don't. They can't kill that dude. I don't. He's coming back.
Actually, this is going to be controversial, but I think it is possible that Killmonger's still alive.
He is.
Because he said we can fix you.
And he said,
And even though he
no.
said what he said, they never showed that no burial, no kind of. He still could have beyond his
Point.
his last wishes still
about
brought
to
him back to
explode.
life.
But there's another thing.
I think black people want to believe that.
But no, but
But
think about it.
Killmonger, they will kill you.
In the comic books,
They can't bring
he
it
was
back.
brought back
Don't believe
by the Mandarin. The Mandarin brings brings him back to life in the comic.
Yeah, but they don't even have a real Mandarin in the
You messed up the Mandarin, Marvel.
Who's
That was.
the
Did
Mandarin?
you never saw Iron Man 3? I guess.
Basically, the Mandarin.
No, not really.
And you, hopefully you agree with this one. The Mandarin should have been like that dude out of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, that's how. Well, they didn't want to do that.
But no, but you understand that's how he is with the
Yeah, but they were like, we can't do that.
Yeah, but that's how. But I'm just saying, that's how he looks in the comic.
But see, they could have done the Mandarin in a cool way too. They could have still had him with the rings. Did you read the X-Men when the Mandarin was the villain when he made Psylocke and all that stuff? He was an evil Japanese man, but he had like a business suit, and he wasn't dressed like. I'm not saying evil Japanese men are evil, but like you can modernize that character, and he doesn't have to be a stereotype,
Right.
But still have him with the rings and have him be cool and powerful. They could have still done that.
But before we go, we got a little bit of time, but I just want to say, Letitia Wright
Oh yeah, we love
was
her.
amazing.
I love her. She's my
And
best
Winston
friend now.
Duke.
Oh yeah, he's number
I
two.
love him in a
Winston
completely
Duke.
different way than I like Letitia.
Yeah,
All my friends are like,
they held.
Who is that?
They were that glue.
Yeah, I think they were the best.
Yeah.
And to make her, I think she
I
was
mean,
great.
she actually was
She was
kind
the real
of
glue.
Real glue.
Yeah.
But he just was like a shining beacon of who is that?
Right.
So I love him.
Yeah, he had a.
Well, he's gonna be in Infinity War.
Both of them had a presence
Yeah.
that is
They have it.
they have that it. Now, you know,
Watch Black Mirror.
again, I mean,
Oh yeah, Tiger. Well, she's
they wrote the role for her.
Yeah.
They wrote, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was her. It was, it was Miss Michonne.
Well, it was really Michonne. She had like
She
an action.
threw
like,
her wing.
experience.
She's like,
Wig
A
came
lot
off.
of people were complaining about that.
about what? What is there to win about?
She was saying that somebody else was saying that her throwing the wig was another dig at African American women.
No, I don't think so.
I think
no.
for me,
I was like,
Nobody wears weaves like African.
That's not really right.
I think that
Natural
was,
hair is like a Brooklyn thing.
I think that was a shot towards Beyonce.
She was trying to fit in, and she was very uncomfortable. And now she's fighting, and she's like, "I'm gonna throw this wig at you."
She's proud of their hair. Whether she was bald, whether it's natural, be
Yeah,
proud
and her
of what
head
you
was
have.
decorated.
Yeah,
Her hair was very, but she couldn't walk around like that. There, she was
Shoot,
trying to look.
man.
She was trying to look calm.
I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. I'm coming out of the movie saying, I need me a bald woman.
A bald?
Yeah, man. But I think what's the same. Be proud of what you have, and don't let the media and everyone. Oh, your hair
I
has to
think
be
it
this
was
way.
none of that. As the only woman here, it was this thing is uncomfortable and hot,
No.
and I'm really a badass, and I'm gonna throw my wig at you and kick your ass.
Well, the reason why.
And her real self was coming out.
Well,
that too.
the reason why I don't agree with that is because she said this is foolish. I think that was the line.
Oh.
Yeah, she didn't like didn't like the hair. She likes the way she looks without that. But I don't think the fact that it was like a wavy, straight kind of wig, I don't think all that was necessarily there.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is not something.
Everything is not something.
But there's some things.
I think it was like the visual and the thing of like, this is the real her, and now
Everybody
she's
wears
gonna
waves,
beat
though.
your ass.
Now, Black Panther still has to be released in China, correct?
In Japan.
Oh,
so
in
I think
Japan.
so I think it'll definitely hit the
I mean,
billion.
they're gonna love it.
Wow.
I think
Smack a
in
billion.
Japan.
In Japan especially, it'll definitely get the billion.
There's gonna
Wow,
be a
that's
bunch
pretty
of
cool.
Japanese kids wearing those Dora Milaje outfits.
You know,
I want one.
one thing I wanted to say is
I love
that
this guy.
when I was looking at the movie, two things that I wanted them to do is they dabbled in it, but they really didn't go into it. The tech, where did it come from? That's one thing.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
spiritual
you're
side of
talking
it too.
about
They didn't. They just kind of skimmed over that. You know, I wish they would have kind of.
Oh, but I did love the representation of the afterworld and the tree and all that stuff. This is definitely a spoiler video.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
we
sorry.
just said everything. So I don't know if you're gonna say that. You gotta put that
But
somewhere.
what do you think the criticism that everything was solved by vibranium? Everything was vibranium.
Yeah, I think they put a little bit
What
too
do you
much
mean?
emphasis on the vibranium.
Like all of their stuff that they use,
Like
they save your life with
like
vibranium.
The
They,
tattoos of vibranium, the train was vibranium, the guns of vibranium. Like, what is this?
no, it's like oil. It does
Yeah, vibranium.
everything.
It could be oil. It could be
Gold,
plutonium.
yeah.
It could be
you can't
any
eat
of the. No, you can't. But
But you're not eating the vibranium. It's the vibranium is making a change to the purple flower and
whatever the natural resources are.
Yeah,
of
it's in the
Africa,
soil and
it's
that
all those
causes
things.
that.
It's like a metaphor
Yeah.
for sort of.
Now, what do you think of the reaction of some people tagging this along with Black Power movement
Oh, that's
and culturally?
I'm
Well,
fine with that.
See,
even though-
that was the problem because I thought,
Yeah.
in a way, it was almost like it was
Anti that.
Black Panther versus the Black Panthers. It was that was almost the framing. Killmonger was the Black Panthers.
Yes.
Was sort of black radicalism.
Okay.
And Black Panther was sort of. In a way, the Wakandans almost represent the sort of corrupt aristocracy of a lot of African governments that we've seen, where they kind of have a lot. They hoard the wealth for the and
That's a lot of
Let
countries,
everybody-
though. It's
There you
not-
go.
Well, I mean, but
A lot of
yeah,
countries.
is Black Panther European?
No, absolutely
what,
not.
though? The actual
Absolutely
comic
not.
came out before the Black Panther. The
Yes.
actual, yeah. The
I
comic
think
was out first.
that's true.
And they
But
tried to change his name because they
Yeah.
were like, oh no. But
It was out first.
Yeah, I
Oh, that's
don't
what
know.
I was going to say too about the vibranium. So I have to leapfrog back.
that's all.
Let's say we found.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. Let's just say we took and we found a new element right here.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we're gonna know what to do with it. They had to have the knowledge. Yeah, but no, what I'm saying, they had to have the knowledge on how to use that stuff. That's what I wish they kind of would have twisted in. Just because you have it doesn't mean you're gonna know what to
wanted to
do.
make that.
In a
Yeah.
sequel or something like that.
They had to be
maybe
smart.
that's in the 4 hour. You gotta get the.
Yeah, there was a 4-hour.
Blu-ray
That's not thing I remember.
or
There was a 4-hour cut, so maybe
that
they'll have an
shows-
extended cut that'll
Yeah.
fix some of these problems.
But
Like,
that
yeah.
shows the knowledge that they had to have, how smart they were.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, there's so much that we could say about this. One thing I could say, here's the picture when they kind of gave us a little sneak, and this is the picture now.
Yeah!
That's right.
So at the end of the day,
Yeah, I'm glad about that. Even though black people don't get that money, that goes straight to Disney, to Walt Disney.
Yeah.
So,
He said, well, they're gonna have to start.
But hopefully
cutting
it'll
checks.
allow a bunch
Yeah.
of black people who are involved in
to
the
make
movie
their own movies and get more
money.
work and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
oh, they're gonna work forever now.
Yeah, now
I'm
anyone.
talking the costumers, the behind the scenes, all of
Oh.
those black people, because they
If-
said it was black people everywhere.
Listen, if you were the water boy,
Yeah.
you will be able to give people water forever.
Yeah.
If you're
So.
attached to that film.
But you're still the
So-
water boy.
You're still the water boy.
Is that the Black Panther one?
Move up.
Thank you so
That's
much,
why
guys.
you can't just be helping the world, Wakanda. You gotta help us first.
Let's see what happens.
Well, thank you so much. You're watching a real review, honest as the dust settled Black Panther. Thank you very
I'll even
much.
do it.
I gotta do it one more time. Yeah. That was nice.
You're watching Geekcasters. Thank